Top of the morning, folks. Chris Rockwell here. It is Saturday, January 30th, 2021, and Happy New Year. It's been a long time. What has been going on? Man, you guys, lots of cool stuff. Um, After the release of my book, Civil Bullets, um, kind of had life transition and lots of changes happened like right after that, and so the last few months have been just life changing, man, just totally life changing and very challenging. Another very challenging kind of obstacle or crossroad or whatever you want to call it. And I just want to share that because that's it's walking through that kind of stuff, um, and waking up early and feeling messed up and trying to make sense of things that don't make sense, trying to fit a square peg into a round hole kind of thing, and mentally and with life, just certain aspects of life, and unwinding bad behaviors, bad habits, more importantly, um, and the bad thinking that comes with all of that, kind of the negative thinking. And the more that I'm realizing that I'm being more honest with myself, um, and I don't always like what I see and look at, and what I'm having to to kind of make sense of. But the thing that I'm really happy about these days is that releasing the book was a really big deal in terms of what I'm talking about. It's easy to it's easy to in society, and I'm starting to kind of get back in and immerse myself into society again. It's been a long time. Been kind of a recluse for, kind of the mad scientist in a laboratory for over 5 years, and and also battling some, demons too, with alcohol and just really, really, financial devastation and things like that. But rebuilding all of that and walking through that and growing through all of that and experiencing the kind of the pot of gold on the other side of the rainbow, by really putting in the work and getting brutally honest with myself and making the changes that were absolutely necessary and not easy, and it's a daily thing. It's not something that, I can do every once in a while. It's something that I do every day as far as the changes that I'm making. And it all comes back to me just really holding myself to a higher standard, of self, living my truth and speaking and walking my truth. Um, I scrutinize that more than I ever have. And I grew up. I was always a good, I was pretty much a good kid. I didn't lie to my parents, and none of that stuff. I mean, when I started drinking, like in high school, my brain and my whole behavior started to change and influence just wanting to be one of the kids, the guys, or whatever. But my natural core state is the kid who wanted to do right by his parents and his grandparents, and because we were very close, and that was important to me. So I feel like I'm that person again, and I feel like I'm back in that spirit, and what's happening in my life in society by kind of getting back into talking with people, and especially now that my book is out, and people are able to kind of read, you know, kind of what my truth is, really is. And I don't know. It's like I think there's a level of peace in me now that by releasing that book and feeling really good about it, and the feedback has been very powerful. And I think for a lot of folks, why did I write the book? Um, I struggle with real, with um, real battle with alcoholism, and just basically day to day life management on the basic level. Sometimes my brain has trouble with, and I've learned to surround myself with people who are a little more steady in ways that my brain is not. And but it's a yin yang. There's I bring something to the party that I think is valuable when I'm operating in a sober mind, and not all whacked out on drugs and alcohol. So, the last 4 years of my life have been totally dedicated to that, to walking a new walk, and doing it in a way that is my absolute truth, the best that I can do. And that's why the book is something that I can feel good about, and reflect on the work that Julie and I put into that thing for a lot of years, and the walk that I had to do in real life, the lived experience and the lived adventure that's in the book. So, um, and it's interesting, the whole chase for money and success and fame and fortune, and man, I was hooked as a kid, as it says in the book, as I write about it in the book. I mean, the first time I heard my rock band Kiss, when I was in kindergarten, like, I was hooked. And it doesn't matter who it would have been or what it was. It was on. And so it's always been like that for me. It's always been on. And I just let some things get in my way. And I got off track, and I started to be around people it's not who I really am. And there are different levels of self honesty I have realized in people, that there is, and I'll say this as in a society. I mean, there's a lot of self delusion. So, and that's part of the programming. I write about it in the book because of my lived experience in the media world. So, behind the closed doors. So, um, what's going on today is I am in the middle of a totally new adventure with amazing people. Opportunities are they're it's like a road with bricks that are really cool bricks, and I don't know what color they're going to be or what kind of material. You hear about the yellow brick road, but my road's just got like these really cool different kinds of rocks and bricks, being placed in front of me now, and I'm just doing the work, what I'm supposed to do right now. And the biggest part that I'm really, and I've always been kind of focused on, I just am now able to kind of walk it a little more clearly, is trying to help out, trying to help kids and people who need help. And especially in areas where I have a little bit of lived experience, life expertise. So, like, I try to spend some time, as I'm learning this about a new way of life, as far as just trying to live a better, more honest life, more committed to the people that I care about, and that love me, and doing right by them, and myself. So, the rest of it kind of falls into place. The money, the work, the opportunities start to blossom, because I don't know, people find that very attractive, especially in this day and age of so much bullshit and self-deception and just lies, that someone willing to put out their imperfect truth, that's actually a very valuable, very, very attractive thing, in the world in the society that we live in, and in business, believe it or not. So I'm kind of living proof that, stepping out of the bullshit and the facade of, a perfect life and people having it all figured out, when their family is a total disaster and their way of thinking is really just all about them. Um, the smart people see someone trying to walk honestly and giving life a good, honest effort and trying to reach their hand out to the next person, who needs some help. So I'm proud of that. Like I'm proud of wanting to live and behave like that, and I'm trying to do that every day. So it's all right. It's a lot better than it was, you guys, when I was drinking a lot, and struggling and very depressed, and just very, very confused. It just makes you very messed up. So I am just so thankful that I'm at a place in my life now where things are leveling off, and I'm with safe people who love me and who that I trust. And that's kind of my key message. My key message is for myself, my discovery is honesty, man. Trust and honesty is the most important thing, period. Um, Nothing amazing can be built and can sustain and last without that. You know, I see it all the time in business, and I write about it extensively in Civil Bullets about just the difference between a mentality, a culture that thinks short term, selfishly about their gain, and that what that results in. And I've been part of that. I've been that person, but I've been more of the person who believes in the long term, putting in the work, doing it with the right people, with the right intentions for the greater good, and actually producing value, you know? And that's what I came from. That's what I've always done in business. I got off track in my personal life because I got distracted by, I thought it was, I thought these people knew what they were talking about, these really smart people in Silicon Valley, in LA, in New York. Yeah. Brilliant people. So a lot of these, I mean, most of these people have they're just clueless, but they know how to make a lot of money by doing one thing in their lives and nothing else matters. So that's not attractive to me. That's not success to me. Like doing that well, but doing that, but making your family and, kind of the world outside of yourself a little more important. That's by being able to do that all together. That's cool. Like that's badass. So what I'm trying to do on a daily basis is, you know, really focus on getting my walk is as clear and straight as it can be on a daily basis. Lead that way with my team and my companies, and the results are amazing. I mean, our green technology company, Urban Lumber Network, will be rolling out this year, and after a lot of work and about 3 years of just totally focused behind the scenes grinding work by a truly special team, that I'm very, very, very proud of and honored to be part of that team as well. So it's like, and they know me, they know what I'm about, and I know what they're about. And that's how we put this together. We put it together based on, trusting each other and believing in each other, and doing that through the tough times, because we've been through a lot of tough times in the last 3 years. And I also write about that in the book because I think that's really important for entrepreneurs like me, when, younger ones, and people who are parts of teams, to really see what it's really like to be with a special team and special people who actually, look to each other as family and really trusted friends, and what that produces. So, my whole thing is, as a former college football player, is that, and coming from Silicon Valley, where, your last hit's your last hit, and your last loss is you're a bum, just like in sports. So that's all fine and good, and I understand that is the game. But as far as our team goes, we are a family, totally committed to each other, no matter what happens. And when you have that kind of trust and faith in each other, and team above self mentality and culture, it's really hard to be stopped. It's very hard, especially on a playing field full of selfish, delusional, overeducated, socially uneducated people. Um, it's just the way it is. So I love waking up. I love competing against those people. More importantly, I love competing with myself, to just to really be the best that I can be, and that takes a lot of time and effort. So I don't spend a lot of time focused on the competition. I spend my time focused on what I can be doing to be a better leader and a better person for my team, and what can I do to help the team move the ball down the field to score the touchdown and win the championship. Like that's it, and that's what we all know and we believe. And anybody else who's not on that trip, you know, bounce, go. It doesn't matter to us because we only want the kind of people that think and give it all, and without the upfront paycheck. Try that for 3 years, and also put money in to something like that out of your pocket, and that weeds out about, I don't know, 99% of the people on the planet. So I'm with a lot of special people, and it's not just in my technology company, you know. It's outside of that, doing some really really cool projects. Um, but it just doesn't matter what the industry is. It's about the people. And if you work with the right people and you got the right team, and you get fired up and you're inspired, and that's what I need. I need people who are positive and inspiring, because we feed off of that stuff, and then we can come up with really cool ideas and rock it, man. So life is good. And I am on my second cup of coffee, and just gonna have a just gonna have another great day. So I hope you guys do too. It's been nice, shooting this, because I haven't done it in a while. I've been kind of just quietly working on some things behind the scenes that have taken a lot out of me, but the payoff has been huge. So I'm just gonna keep doing what I do, man, and doing it with amazing people, and that group of people is growing, and it's really cool, man. It's super cool. We got this whole new project that we just kicked off this week with a team, this creative team down in Southern California, and it's just awesome, man. So stay tuned, and that's it for now. You guys have a great weekend, and I'm gonna do the same thing. So, all right, you guys, take care.